I got that animal ambition. I got that animal ambition. I got that.
What's up, y'all? Smoak here. What's good? In this video, I'm gonna be watching 10 WWE wrestlers who hit rock bottom by WrestleLamia. Pro wrestling, like a lot of profession, is not easy. That's why it's always good to have and maintain good relationships with other people, whether it's your fellow wrestlers, but also the agents, creative, the boss. Like as things go south, they may have your back. Nothing crazy though, but just, you know, help you as much as they can. So yeah, let's take a watch of this video.
Sometimes in pro wrestling, a wrestler can be on the top of the world, then due to their own outlandish and reckless behavior, their life takes a downward spiral. Due to their life actions, the wrestler in question becomes blacklisted from the pro wrestling industry, and top companies such as WWE and AEW decide they want nothing to do with that respective wrestler. Join us now as WrestleLamia looks at 10 wrestlers who suffered a huge downfall. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, wrestlelamia.com. Number 10, Lars Sullivan. When Lars Sullivan was called up to the WWE main roster in 2019, screenshots began to circulate of Sullivan's historical posts on the internet forums between 2007 to 2013. Unfortunately, the majority of these posts had disgusting comments of a racist, sexist, and homophobic nature. Sullivan would take aim at beloved WWE figures such as Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, and even Stephanie McMahon. Sullivan was quite rightly fined $100,000 by WWE, and a subsequent statement on the controversy was released by Sullivan. There is no excuse for the inappropriate remarks that I made years ago. They do not reflect my personal beliefs nor who I am today, and I apologize to anyone I offended. WWE, in a bold move, decided to keep Sullivan around, but that was until 2021 when Sullivan departed WWE due to his anxiety issues.
Wow.
Due to Sullivan's prior comments as well as his anxiety issues, it's likely that Sullivan never steps foot in a pro wrestling ring ever again. This was a man.
They said he got released because of his anxiety issue. It's much more than that. That's just politic talks. They do it all the time, you know, in major companies and organizations. That's wild, bro. The things that you say on the internet, man, is pretty darn ridiculous, bro. In general, like, damn.
Man who was gonna have a featured feud with John Cena and just threw it all away. Number 9,
That's
Joey
wild.
Ryan. One of the names disclosed as part of the speaking out movement in 2020 was Joey Ryan. Ryan was at one point one of the big.
I think I read this guy. I read about this guy after I seen that, what you call it, that sexy star incident. Based off his gimmick, bro, I was like, I'm not surprised. You'll see, it's crazy.
Biggest names on the indie scene, and although his work wasn't to everyone's taste, it certainly attracted an audience. Ryan was named by over 15 different individuals, and some of the stories that were shared by the very victims were horrifying and can't even be disclosed on YouTube.
Damn.
Impact Wrestling, who Ryan often appeared for, would terminate Ryan effective immediately, and instead of showing remorse for his actions, Ryan criticized the way Impact handled the situation, and he proceeded to deny all accusations in a video statement. I've never had sex with a woman without a consent. I've never acted criminally towards a woman, and I've never acted criminally with sex, and unlike these allegations, I have actual evidence that can show you that. This so-called evidence never seemed to surface, and the wrestling industry seems to be done with Ryan, as he was recently working at Universal Studios. Number 8.
What he failed to mention was that he was, he said all that, right? But eventually he went to a AA meeting for, sex addict. And I was like, damn. So he was for real harassing them like that? Was exaggerated? It was crazy. Because his wrestling gimmick, what I remember what I read, and based on what you see on the on the video, that he was a sexually, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I guess like a sexually happy man, bro. Like his gimmick was pretty much like sex. Like, you know how like women would sell, not all women, but like some women would like sell sex and wrestling in terms of like the sex appeal and stuff. Yeah, that's what Joey Ryan was, bro. I was like, damn. And his finisher, like you seen, I don't know how the finisher was. I never seen it. I only read about it, so I don't know how it looks. But in that clip, you see like somebody like holding on to his nuts for some reason, and I think based on what we just seen, it must have been one of those things, like one of them stupid ass pro wrestling thing where, uh, because the guy grabbed Joey Ryan's nuts, like Joey Ryan nuts was able to grab his hands back, and now he was just stuck in that predicament. Stupid pro wrestling is crazy, but it was his finisher name was something called like the penis plex. So essentially, it's like it's a suplex with your penis. Again, I never seen the move. I don't know how it looks. It sounds stupid as hell. Very indie wrestling like. It's pretty crazy. My bad. It wasn't finisher. It was just part of his move set. And I just seen the wiki page. The move was called Yupon Plex. Yeah. So let's carry on.
Ryback. Upon leaving WWE, there was an expectation that Ryback would venture into a new company such as Impact or perhaps even a successful run on the independent scene. However, in the years since his WWE departure, Ryback has become a laughingstock of the wrestling world. Ryback is consistently making controversial comments that are disgusting in nature, and Ryback would even take aim at Vince McMahon's late mother for literally no reason.
Damn.
Ryback spends his days throwing out outlandish comments on streaming live on TikTok, not to mention his mukbang videos where he eats a packet of chips. As of this video being published, Ryback hasn't wrestled in a ring for over 5 years, and it's unlikely that any sensible and reputable wrestling company will ever want to book the former Intercontinental Champion on one of their shows. Ryback even made a poll saying whether he should return to WWE or go to AEW or just retire. The majority was retire. Ryback took the poll down, commenting to users to be serious. Nevertheless, he put the poll up again and they still said retire.
Damn. Oh shit, he posted the poll. He posted the first poll. He took it, majority said retire. He took it down and it said, nah, come on, let's be serious. and still got the majority. The first one said 70, this said 67. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, bro, you can't listen to people on the internet. That's the bottom line. Me, should he retire? I think he should, only because he's one of the biggest trolls online, bro. You can't talk that amount of manure, bro, on social media the way this guy does. Especially about like WWE. Like, he needs to chill.
Number 7. Ric
That's
Flair.
crazy.
Ric Flair is considered to be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Yet in recent years, Flair has been involved in controversy after controversy. In 2021, Dark Side of the Ring distributed a special episode on the infamous plane ride from hell. In this episode, a female flight attendant accused Flair of wearing his signature robe and forcing her to touch his nether regions. It was said that she proceeded to sue WWE and the two sides would settle out of court. WWE did not disclose if Flair was punished for the incident back in 2002, yet it's a common belief that Flair wasn't reprimanded in any way.
Damn.
Following the airing of the episode, Flair would deny the allegations towards him, and WWE would subsequently remove Flair from their signature at the start of their shows. In 2023, Tony Khan made the controversial call to sign Flair to AEW. This was a move which received widespread backlash, and Khan was called out on his hypocrisy. He would later claim that Flair was brought in due to a sponsorship deal, yet this did little to justify why Flair was now employed in the second biggest wrestling company in North America. Number 6.
Now, we know Tony Khan's a mark, Mark meaning he's a fan, He's a huge fan with money. I started his own wrestling promotion. He's like, let me get Ric Flair in here. Now, I don't know if that answer was true or not about the Woo Energy deal. Because they do get paid from that, of course. They're endorsing it. I'm sure he does like Ric Flair as a wrestler from back in the day. He's a wrestling icon, wrestling legend. But I thought the backlash about Ric Flair joining AEW is that they don't want to see Ric Flair perform in the ring anymore. I thought that was the issue. If it was more to it than that, I didn't know. Like that case with the that plane ride from hell. I believe Ric Flair did do it. I won't be surprised. I really won't. It's always been in his gimmick. He took the he have stated many times that it's not just a gimmick, it's just who he is and stuff. You hear from other people, I think close to him. It's just At times, you got to chill, and that was not chilling what he did or allegedly did at that plane ride from hell. Cause me, I don't mind Ric Flair being bad. I just don't want him to wrestle. If he did to support a friend and thing, that's cool. Love it. You know, he should not be involved in wrestling matches, bro. This man basically forced him to retire from WWE in ring work. You know, because, you know, he's past his prime. You don't want him to get hurt, all that other stuff. And this was 2008, bro. This is 2024. That's how crazy it is, man.
6. Sunny. Sunny is considered by many to be the first WWE diva, and during the mid-90s, Sunny was a household name in pro wrestling, one of the most downloaded women in internet history in the early 90s. Sunny's problems with the law.
Yo. Why was she being downloaded? Oh my gosh.
One of the most downloaded women in internet history in the early 90s.
Damn.
Sunny's problems with the law were
Not woman wrestling history and woman history back in the 90s, bro. Wow.
well established, and in the year 2012 alone, Sunny was arrested 5 times in a single month. Ultimately, in 2022, Sunny was involved in a fatal crash that killed a 75-year-old man. It was determined that Sunny was intoxicated during the crash, and in November of 2023, she was sentenced to 17.5 years in prison and 8 years probation. Due to Sunny's inexcusable actions, she will never be promoted in a positive manner on WWE TV again, and it would hardly be a surprise if Sunny's name is virtually erased from the WWE history books.
Yeah. You know, and I feel bad for Sunny, bro, because her husband died. When was this? Early 2000? Let me check. Yeah, they weren't married, but her long-time boyfriend died in 2005, and that, you know, that's when things must have been taken out of control. That's why she was probably constantly like on something, whether it was drinking. I don't know if she was dealing with any drugs. Like you said, she got arrested at least 5 times. I think they were all DUIs. Chances are. You know, she was intoxicated when she accidentally killed that 75-year-old man in that car accident, two-way. It's, you know, it's sad, bro. And just like, she looked like she drugged out. I could be wrong, but it looked like she drugged out. She gained a significant amount of weight for a former wrestler. I think all that just depression. Does she deserve to be in jail? Absolutely. You shouldn't be, you know, intoxicated, and let alone at least 5 times. I think she was intoxicated. I think that's what those arrest charges were. At least 5 times. It's wild, bro. I think she's going to jail for 9 years. Yeah, that's just the bottom line, bro. It's sad for Sunny. I don't know if she got friends trying to reach out. You know, this time when people don't want to be helped. That's just what it is. Like Delonte West, for example, former NBA player. He made a lot of money in the league. I forgot, I'm not sure how long he been in the league for. Like 10, 15 years at least or something like that. But he's homeless now. The man always looks like he's intoxicated. Whenever he get rescued by somebody, you know, familiar to the league, he goes back out to the street just because, like, his mind ain't right. That's just the type of time they're on, you know. And it's just sad to see. Like there's more to the human mind than meets the eyes, bro. That's the bottom line, unfortunately.
Number 5. Alberto Del Rio. During his numerous stints in WWE, Del Rio was pushed as a top main event level star. Del Rio was a multi-time world champion, and although he was undeniably talented in the ring, whether Del Rio was popular enough to warrant such a consistent push is a topic for another day. The more sinister side of Del Rio began to surface in 2016 when he began to date fellow WWE star Paige. It would surface that Del Rio was putting Paige through physical and mental abuse, and in a brave and courageous move, Paige sat down with Gore TV in 2020 to discuss what kind of person Del Rio truly was. In the beginning, you're fighting back with this person, but in the end it becomes a cycle. Eventually something is happening to you every day. You could be trapped in a room for 6 to 7 hours, getting your ass beat every couple of minutes, and he's doing all these crazy things to you, because he's Voldemort to me. He needs whatever is happening to him. Karma is a real thing. Also in
Damn.
2020, Del Rio was charged with battery and sexual assaulting his girlfriend at the time, and after his trial was postponed on several occasions, the charges were eventually dropped in 2021. Del Rio's conduct over the past 8 years has shattered his reputation within the pro wrestling industry. WWE wants absolutely nothing to do with the former WWE champion, and recently in December 2023, Del Rio was seen wrestling in a high school gym, marking one of the biggest yet justified downfalls in pro wrestling history. Just imagine at one point you're wrestling in front of 70,000 plus people in a stadium. The next minute you know, you're in front of 70 people who could care less that you're there.
Now, him performing in a high school gym is whatever. At the end of the day, still sports entertainment. I mean, obviously the money's a lot different. I mean, there's a lot of guy who comes in and out in WWE and then have to go to indies. It is Alberto. That whole case with Paige is just pretty wild, man. And I don't know, man. It's just like Paige, sometimes it's just a hard situation to get out of, bro. Because you don't know if you're coming out of there dead or alive. Like, it's a scary situation for a partner.
Number 4, Tessa Blanchard.
I don't know who that is.
Just one day before Tessa Blanchard was set to make history and win the Impact Wrestling World title, Blanchard's world completely fell apart. She would send out a tweet stating that women should support each other, and this tweet was met with clapbacks from numerous top female talent. Names such as Chelsea Green would call her out for bullying, and she would even be accused of using a racial slur and spitting in a black woman's face.
Hold up. Remember when you spat in a black woman's face and called her the N-word in Japan? Was that you supporting women? The audacity of this. Damn. That's crazy. And the N-word, man, is really a controversial word. Like, it depends what part of the country you live at. Every race can say it. And there's other places where only African Americans say it. And me, I used to say that word a lot when I was younger. Not in a racial slur type of sense, but as a, because I was just like, just the word they use in the sentence by any race, being older. Because I was using that, like, in high school, especially in high school, bro. You always hear kids say that. But being older, that word just unacceptable. That's the bottom line. Because if you see the internet always having a big fuss of it, regardless what race you are, that's how that word is strictly forbidden. I don't care if you're African American or not. Bottom line is bullshit. Slavery was a real thing 500-600 years ago, however long it was. Like, those, like, talk about the sacrifices that they did in their life, bro, to do what the other people did to them. It wasn't a sacrifice, but it was just, they had to do it, and then Abraham Lincoln abolished it for tax purposes, I believe it was. I forgot what other reason was there. It was a political reason, I think. But still, they go through trials and tribulation years after with all the segregation and stuff. It was just downright ridiculous. And we're lucky to live in a time like this. Whether you're African American or not, that word shouldn't be accepted to be used. That's the bottom line.
Blanchard eventually released a formal statement which read, "Over the last week, I've been accused of calling a fellow wrestler a racial slur. To read this allegation has been personally upsetting. To be clear, I absolutely did not use that word. That word is not in my vocabulary. That word is not in my heart. Racism is not in my heart. Yet I know many people have to deal with racism in a way I will never have to. Racism is an awful part of American history, and it's equally awful that it's still part of our society today. While I did not do what was claimed, I stand ready to use my platform to support the fight against racism however I can." And in a controversial move, Impact would still proceed to book Blanchard to win the Impact World title, yet in summer 2020, she would be stripped of the aforementioned title and she would disappear from the limelight entirely.
Damn.
Number 3, Ted DiBiase Jr.
This is crazy.
At one stage, it appeared that Ted DiBiase Jr. was going to be a major player for WWE, yet things didn't work out how DiBiase or the fans expected. When he left WWE, he fell out of the public spotlight, but that was until mainstream media picked up a story regarding DiBiase and a very worrying legal case. In April 2023, the US Department of Justice released an official statement indicting DiBiase with 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, 6 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, and 4 counts of money laundering. Due to the nature of these charges, DiBiase is facing a prison sentence that could amount to 180 years.
Damn.
Number 2, Hulk Hogan. Fans
Shit.
across the world were horrified in 2015 when it surfaced that Hulk Hogan had delivered a racist rant on a leaked tape back in 2007. In this rant, Hogan would use the N-word several times, and once this was made public, Hogan was quick to apologize, yet fans as well as fellow wrestlers didn't want to hear it. Everyone was hurt by Hogan's comments, as Hogan for decades had been a role model for people young and old, yet it turned out that Hogan was a nasty racist who was always hiding his true colors. WWE would remove Hogan from the Hall of Fame, yet a few years later, Hogan would slowly be reintegrated into WWE programming.
Yeah.
Hogan's appearances are always met with fair criticism, and Hogan is often booed, as a racist rant isn't something fans are going to forget and forgive. And number 1,
Yeah, that's
the
wild.
Velveteen Dream.
Damn, he's number 1, huh?
WWE had plans to make the Velveteen Dream one of the future stars of the company.
No
Dream
doubt.
was super over with the NXT audience, and there were even rumors that Dream was going to feud with John Cena on the main roster.
Damn.
Unfortunately, in 2020, everything changed. He was accused of sending indecent images to underage boys via Instagram.
That's
Then just a
wild.
few short months later, his name was part of the Speaking Out movement, which he was accused of having inappropriate contact with
Are these texts real, or are these just dramatized for the sake of this part of the video? Cause what the? That's crazy. Cause this might forgot. I know about this situation. I just didn't thought there was the conversation was leaked online.
underage children. WWE were called out extensively for how they handled this, as they decided to ignore what Dream was accused of, and the only comment the company made was when Triple H stated, "We looked into it, didn't find anything there in the manner of what we're looking for, and we moved on. But it doesn't change the fact that we take it seriously." Every time Dream would appear on TV, #FireVelveteenDream trended worldwide.
Damn.
Eventually, WWE decided to release one of the most promising stars from his contract.
Yeah.
Since Dream's WWE exit, he is yet to wrestle again, likely because not a single wrestling promotion wants to be associated with him. But there you have it, folks. 10 wrestlers who suffered a huge downfall.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, I respect him for what he did. I think I talked about this in a different video, but I respect him what he did for speaking out of his troubles via Instagram. It was somewhere. I think maybe it was Instagram first. It just went, on all social media. But I respect what he did for speaking out. So somebody be caught in the limelight in a situation like that and speak out on it, not by just tweeting, but talking like your face on the camera, bro. Addressing it. What was it, like a 3-minute speech? Maybe more than that. I respect it. I like it. For him to return to the wrestling scene, in the pro wrestling scene, that's tough, bro. That's tough. Like WrestleLamia said, that a second promotion is interested. Just because how big the United States are, I'm sure, of course, there's gonna be a whole lot of indie wrestling out there in this country. So I'm sure indies would try to make a deal with him, only because. And I'm sure because it's indie wrestling, you know what I mean? They'll give somebody, especially somebody who was as big as Velveteen. Of course, it's gonna be controversial. It's just tough, man. It's tough to hire somebody with that background. I think it's all allegations, but it's tough though to hear that, bro. Because WWE is not taking no chances on him. That's the bottom line. And if Indy did pick him up, is he gonna go to eventually be promoted to, let's say, TNA? I don't think so, man. His wrestling career is over, bro. He'll just stay in the indie scene. Again, this is all hypothetical. He has no chance in hell, bro. Yeah, it's over, bro. Unfortunately, but he's like WrestleLamia said, he was a top star, bro. On the NXT roster. It's a damn shame. I don't think he was registered as a sex offender. Maybe word would have gotten out if he did. But yeah. So there you have it. 10 WWE wrestlers who hit rock bottom. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. I'm out.